Hey everybody, I want to take a minute and talk a little about this camera car I drive. The camera car is just another tool other than the tow trucks to go scout out and hunt for cars that people aren't paying for and get the banks and the loan companies and the dealerships their cars back. Some people will turn them in undamaged and like never hardly used, and then others you have to chase them down, and sometimes for a year they're not registered, they're not insured, and so it's a tool to hunt these cars down and get them off the streets, including big rigs. We do it stealthy with this car. I call up the tow truck when I find a car, and the tow truck will meet me, let's say like this one here in the Walmart parking lot, and I'll wait for him to come and pick up this this truck that I'm looking at right now. I'll show you the audio on this and what happened on this deal. This also was not a it wasn't registered. It didn't have a handicap plate. It's parked in a handicapped spot, and when I went by it, the computer went off, and I went back and made sure that it was the vehicle we were looking for, and I called the tow truck. Of course, there's a guy in it, and I waited for him to get out and walk into Walmart, and then all of a sudden 3 other guys came walking up and kind of going through the stuff in the back of the pickup, and I had thought maybe they were stealing from this guy, and I thought, oh God, here we go. So anyway, all in all, it was 4 guys living in this truck, and it was an ordeal getting it out of them. They kind of, the owner, the driver of the car didn't want to get out, and it was kind of a hilarious deal. That's why I videoed it, and I thought it'd be fun to show this. So anyway, enjoy this little clip. Okay, I saw the tow truck hook into the truck, so I'm walking over. I normally don't let anybody see the camera car, so I walked over to help the driver snag this truck. Anyway, the driver raised it up, and so high here. He's kind of mad at me, but anyway, he had it up so high it wasn't getting gas, so the guy was going to try to drive it off the truck, but he couldn't get it to start. We slapped 2 chains on the bumper. He tightened it up, so the guy's not going nowhere, even if he did try to. If it did get started. You'll see him here. He'll jump out and try to shake it around, but he wasn't going to get out until we threatened to call the cops. And then he finally got out. We ended up getting the keys from him. They loaded all their stuff in the shopping carts. They had like 5 shopping carts of all their stuff. But again, you know, this thing wasn't registered. It's parked in a handicap zone. He has no handicap. If the cops did come out, they would have impounded anyway because it wasn't registered, and it was parked in a handicap. These people know what they're doing wrong. This guy was on the run with this vehicle, so luckily the camera car caught it, and we got the bank their car back. But I'll tell you what, this thing was pretty well damaged. They did some damage to it. I think I took a picture of it. I'm not sure here. I got to look through the videos, but I think I took a video of the inside and the outside after we got it back to the yard. But anyway, that's what this camera car is good for. Is stealthy, you know, under the radar, because when you see a tow truck coming, they pretty much know what they're looking for them. But this car, they don't see it coming, and then I go hide and I wait for the tow truck. Yeah. No, he's just trying to get it started. All right, we got it. There it goes. Here's that pickup we picked up at Walmart after I got it back to the yard. Look what they did to this poor pickup. You know, and they drove it all that time, not making payments on it, just tearing it up. And now the bank has to deal with it. and try to recoup their money out of this thing. This thing has the back bumpers all dinged up. It had a flat tire when it was leaking anyway, and the front hood's all damaged. There's some damage on the side back there, and the windshield's broken. I mean, these people, and you know, the tags are up on it, you know, which is over a year. So anyway, we got it back for the bank. Bye-bye. Number 2. You know, that day I got 3. I got one van that got away. He spotted the camera car and he took off out of the parking lot. I followed him a ways. He got on the freeway and he took off, so I finally give up after a while. Figure if he gets on the freeway, I can't follow him forever. And that's 3 for the day for the camera car was pretty good. And then have the guys, you know, they're out looking for cars too, because they got cameras on their trucks. So all in all, it makes for a really good day. And there's a lot, we have a lot of accounts out there, and I could scan all day long. For the total week, I got like 7 or 8, I think it was, I can't remember, but you know, that's pretty good for the camera car. And you know, I used to feel bad about you know, tagging these cars until I realized that they're driving around without registration, probably, I'm not sure, not insured. If they can't afford the payment on the car, unless the dealership throws insurance on it for their own protection, but you know, they're not registered. They're not paying their tags, they're not paying their payment, and the bank is looking for the car. So I think it was a pretty good deal getting these people off the street. And again, you know, there are people that fall into bad times where they lose their job or get a divorce or just bad times, and we've actually had volunteer repos. They're called repos, but the people say, hey, I can't make the payments on this. They work a deal out with the bank. The bank calls us, we go pick up the vehicle, and the vehicles most of the time when they're giving them back like that are showroom ready. I mean, they clean them out, they wash them, they like that Corvette I had that time, that was ready to go right back up on the lot. And a lot of these cars we go get are in good shape, but the ones we have to chase down, and you're chasing them for 6 months to a year, those cars are pretty much auction cars by the time the bank gets them and tries to recoup their money. They send them off to the auction because they're not really a good for a good name dealership. Maybe the mom and pops, and they have to put some money into them. But anyway, and you know, I am having fun driving the vehicle. That is for sure. I'm really into the cameras. I'm really into high-tech stuff like that. So I get pretty excited whenever I do find a car, and it's kind of like the adrenaline goes. But I won't be doing it for a whole long time. I have plans to you know, sell our house here and then move up to Oregon and start another project, and then we're gonna buy a fifth wheel, I think, and then my wife and I are gonna start traveling again. But this is a fun little gig for right now, and like I said, this company I used to work for through my business. I did business with them for over 15 years, so they're more like friends and family than actually a boss. I really enjoy going there every day. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy on me. Till I'll talk to you again later. Bye.